I'm Christina Lawless, and my practice is Christina Lawless Health, and I live in Dallas, Texas. I guess my health journey kind of started when I was young. I definitely had anxiety growing up and spanned into my adult years. I had a lot of hormonal imbalances that began in my teen years and kind of continued during those years that I was trying to conceive. Other things popped in and out, like digestive issues, and one thing that was always was consistent for me was low energy, just kind of not really knowing what was going to make me feel really great and energized one day, and then what was going to make me feel super tired, like I was walking through mud other days. And that even was going on when I was, young, like teenage, and I should be having like my most energized days during that time of life. And it continued on into my adult life. So just kind of having my own struggles that weren't really big ticket items that were always flagged as like a diagnosis or a disease. They kind of often fell under the radar. I did get diagnosed with hypothyroidism when I was in my 20s. So that was actually something that had a name to it. But otherwise, it was kind of just one of those things that when I would talk to my doctors about it, it was, oh, well, you're probably just tired, or you're probably just stressed. And I just knew that there was more. And so that led me down a path of wanting to know more and learn more for myself. And that's why I love being here, helping others today with their health struggles that they may be falling under the radar too. The thing that kind of always frustrated me in my story was that I was having issues that were making me feel like something was wrong with me, but yet every time I would go to the doctor, thankfully, but every time I would go to the doctor, my blood work fell in that normal range. And I was always told, okay, well, you're just a busy college student, you're just a busy young mom, you're just a busy, fast forward to whatever stage of life I was in, they'd slap a new label on it, but yet they would tell me, you're probably just tired, you're probably just working hard, oh, you're hard on yourself. But I knew there was something more than that. And I think some of that knowing was birthed in me like back in like my high school years, when I was that kind of strange, high school kid that actually loved going to our neighborhood health food store and seeing what the foods that were being served that day in the cafe. I kind of loved that curious smell that, was always in those kind of earthy stores. I enjoyed seeing the different spices and cookbooks and all that it had to offer that were really not shown at the regular grocery store where my mom shopped. And so I think I kind of drew back on what was started in me back then, that I knew there was more to health and wellness than just taking a medicine or getting a diagnosis. And then if you weren't falling in the lines of needing the medicine or diagnosis, you had no other remedy for what was going on. I knew that there were things I could be doing. And so I started kind of going down that trail for myself. One of the things that really frustrates me about our medical system today, or just traditional medical care, is that we're really not taught to be curious about our symptoms. When we go in with symptoms, when we go in with describing our discomfort and our issues, we're given a remedy, however it may be, through medicine, through surgery, whatever means necessary to block or to squelch the symptoms. And I think that's really dangerous, because I value symptoms as really important messengers. And if we're running to stopping that message, then we're really setting ourselves up for some serious dysfunction now or in the future, because we're not being curious about why that symptom started appearing in the first place. And so when I start working with clients, I really start teaching them from the get-go that although their symptoms are annoying, and that's what they're focusing on as the thing that they need to get rid of, I teach them that we actually need to be so thankful for those symptoms, because it's in essence the body's language to us. It's the body crying out for help and telling us that something is off. And we are so quick to want to stop that message. But when we start thinking of that message as something that we really need to be paying attention to, then we really have a place to work. And then that's when I bring in, my functional lab testing that I do, and support and accountability and resources to help them move away from those symptoms, but in a really smart, sustainable way where they won't wind up back there again in no time at all. One of my clients came to see me because she had been under some hormonal issues and having a lot of digestive discomfort. she had been on some medication for hormones for many years, and she was finding that the reason she got on it, and it might have worked for a time, the medicine was not really working anymore, and those symptoms were coming back. And she kind of felt like other issues were happening as a result of her maybe just running to that instead of like looking for other avenues. She was getting a little older and deciding that she wanted to switch careers and felt like her energy needed to be stronger than it was to be able to compete. And so she came to me just wanting a more holistic approach, actually kind of wanting to wipe the slate clean and start all over. And I loved it because she was so interested in learning and being curious about her body. We did some functional lab testing. We dug deeper. We found out that she had a parasite. She had a lot of bacterial imbalances. Dysbiosis is what that's called. A couple other things from hormones, like one level was really high. A couple others were not really on the radar. And we just slowly started attacking her issues one by one. I built a protocol for her that addressed the gut issues, the intestinal health issues, and then we gently started working on her hormones. And after about 4 months, she was in a completely different place, still very much wanting to continue the work and the lifestyle and behavior changes that she had started. And what she remarked to me about is that it was much easier than she thought. Like, getting the junk out that was burdening her body and getting it out of the way really helped her body pretty quickly kind of get back into balance. Way easier than she thought it was going to be. Yes, she had to do some hard work and change some habits, but she was motivated because she saw how just the natural approach was really something that was much more manageable with very little side effects. And she knew that it was something that was going to be keeping her on track for the long haul. The business decision that I have made in the last year that has really helped me so much was hiring a business coach. So my coach, Laura, really helped me learn more about myself and learn more about really what I was wanting out of my business. You know, I had gone back to school, had gotten my education, and I was kind of like outside with my lemonade stand, ready to serve people, like I'm here, but then maybe needed a little help on how to fine tune who I wanted to help and how to go about reaching those people. And so Laura really helped me set my practice up in a way that feels really comfortable to me, in a way that I'm really able to be my best self so that I can help clients. You know, my heart is really to help my clients overcome their health issues so that they can get back to really enjoying their life. And I really feel like Laura did that for me. She helped me streamline my business and get it to a point where I am really able to enjoy working with my clients and running my business all at the same time. The best piece of advice that I would give someone to help them serve their clients better would be to have a specific person in mind that you are helping. So create either a prototype of a person that has certain health issues, know all about that person, what they enjoy in life, what their pain points are, what their struggles are, and also what brings them joy and happiness. Maybe it really is a real person, but have that person at the forefront of your mind whenever you are sitting down to write content, whenever you are making protocols or deciding what protocols you want to include in your practice, whenever you're deciding on continuing education courses to take, whatever moves you are making in your business, have that specific client in mind, because what'll happen is a more authentic side of you, that empathetic, like really sincere desire to help someone side of you will be coming forth. And then also when you're doing anything where you're actually like speaking to a client, either through social media or on a podcast or a panel, that client is really going to hear your sincerity, and they're going to know that you see them and you are sincerely desiring to help them with their issues. Don't get caught in the lie that all bodies break, that there will be some dysfunction coming for you, because as bodies age, then it's just part of the deal. I want people to know that no, it doesn't have to be that way. There are so many things that you can do that can step in way before disease or pathogen would be coming for you. And a lot of it are just really easy shifts. Lifestyle matters, behavior matters, what kind of diet we participate in, how we deal with our stress. There's so many things at our fingertips that we actually do have control of that can completely change the trajectory of your health.